Hi guys, it's Frankie from Frankie Tech. Good to see you guys again, and I'm here today with a quick take video. I have in front of me the Xiaomi Mi 9 6GB global version in this beautiful lavender violet, and then the Xiaomi Mi 9 8GB China ROM version in this ocean blue, very striking color. And the question I want to answer today is a simple one. Is the 8GB version of the phone the one to get? Is it really worth the extra money to spend over the 6GB global version that I have now? And this is a question I want to answer for myself because I have been enjoying the global ROM version of the phone, and there's a lot of really nice touches to it. So I want to see if I can get away with actually using this as the main Mi 9 that I use for, kind of moving forward. So we're going to do a quick look here at boot times. We're going to compare the fingerprint scanner speed, and then we're going to wrap up here with the apps loading test. I don't really care too much about apps loading, like how quickly they load, but I want to see how the Mi 9s here keep the apps in memory, and I will be awarding points, so we'll get to that in a second. So let's get started here, and I'm going to boot up these phones at the same time in 3, 2, 1, pressing down. And there they go. Now let's see if there's any kind of difference whatsoever in the boot time of these phones. Looks pretty good so far. Pretty similar. And look at that. The 6GB global ROM version actually got in first. So that was a surprise there, and the kind of first surprise of this test. But now let's go and look at the fingerprint scanner. So let's try that one more time and see the speed of the fingerprint scanner on both phones. In 3, 2, 1. That was pretty identical. Let's try one more time. 3, 2, 1. So I think the Mi 9 8GB got in slightly ahead there, but it is very negligible a difference. And there you go. The fingerprint scanner is exactly the same speed on the 6GB, I would say, as the 8GB. All right, and here we go with the apps loading test. And I have selected 12 apps from some more kind of lightweight ones that you would use on a daily basis to some games and a benchmark. And the plan here is I will be awarding 1 point. Just one to the Mi 9 that opens it first. Now, if there are any ties, I will award no points to the phones, and the second place phone doesn't get any points as well. But the most important part of this test is going to be the second half, when we look to see which apps have remained in memory, and if there really is a distinct separation between the 8GB and the 6GB Mi 9 models. So I will be awarding 1 point for each app that is kept in memory as well. So let's get started, and just to show you guys here, there are no recent apps in memory on both phones. There you go. And I'm going to get situated here to start this test. So apologies guys, I switched over to VoiceOver. The analysis I got on these first few apps was a bit wrong. So let's get started though with this apps loading test with Instagram in 3, 2, 1. And that was identical there. No points awarded to either phone. Now going into Gmail in 3, 2, 1. Identical. Once again, no points awarded to either phone. Now Pocket Cast, one of my favorite apps, in 3, 2, 1. And the Mi 9 6GB came in just a hair earlier there. So 1 point awarded to the Mi 9 6GB. Now looking at Facebook in 3, 2, 1. And this is where I got it wrong in the original. That was identical on both of those, so no points awarded. So far, the Mi 9 6GB has 1 point. And so here we go into Twitter. 3, 2, 1. And there, I actually awarded incorrectly as well. The Mi 9 8GB came in first, and it gets its first point of this test. And it's always surprising when you do this in real time that you can get it wrong. So it's nice to be able to redo this. But let's jump into the Play Store in 3, 2, 1. And that is identical, I would say. So no points awarded there. YouTube. And there, the 6GB Mi 9 did come in first, just by a hair. So that is an extra point now for the Mi 9 6GB. Going into Spotify in 3, 2, 1. And another victory, close one for the 8GB Mi 9. And that's the end of this voiceover section. Alto's Adventure in 3, 2, 1. This is pretty close here. Looks like the 6GB is ahead just by a hair. So let's go down to Asphalt 9 in 3, 2, 1. The Snapdragon 855 working on both of these phones. So this will be very interesting if there's a significant gap. There shouldn't be. And look at that. The Mi 9 8GB came in before the Mi 9 6GB. So, okay, and now we go with PUBG Mobile in 3, 2, 1. And we're going to wait until we get to the main screen here. Looks like the 8GB is getting in sooner. Look at this. Close race here. And there it is. The 8GB got into PUBG Mobile just a hair faster, probably like 2 seconds faster there. And there we are in PUBG Mobile. Awesome. And last but not least, we do Geekbench 4. Identical therefore opening up, but let's do the CPU benchmark in 3, 2, 1. And I will fast forward this right here just so that you guys aren't waiting this long. Let's see which one, though, as we get near the end of this test, finishes first. Coming to the end of this test. Right now, we are looking, it's very close. Who's going to get in first? And wow, look at that. The 6GB Mi 9 got in first. Unbelievable. I did not expect that. Considering this has the higher RAM capacity, and the scores are also higher if you see here on the global ROM versus the China ROM. That is just nuts. So, amazing result here. But now let's do it. Let's go back. And we're going to go back looking at Geekbench 4. We were just there. Still in memory. So that's 1 point for each phone. Now PUBG Mobile. Looks like it was still in memory. So good work for both phones. Asphalt 9, let's have a look. Doesn't look like it kept it in memory. It's trying to load the game again, so no points awarded to either phone. Now let's go to Altos. And I may have exited out of Altos earlier, but doesn't matter. No points awarded, and I'll just leave it at that. But let's go to Spotify now. Both phones have that in memory. YouTube, both phones kept it in memory, so that's more points for each phone. And the Play Store also kept in memory. Twitter, looks like it kept it in memory. Facebook, looks like it did not. It had to reload there, so no points awarded there to these phones. Pocket Casts, looks like it kept them in memory. And Gmail also kept in memory. And last but not least, Instagram. Both phones had to reload it, so no points there. But the surprising result here, guys, ending this test. Wow, that was incredible. So that's the end of this apps loading test. And it's surprising to think about because, we're always told that more is better. that 8 is bigger than 6, 10 is bigger than that, but this proves to me that the optimization on the global ROM, at least in my experience, is better. And so that extra 2 GB of RAM did not help the Xiaomi Mi 9, the 8 GB version, at all. I think in some of the games it did load a little bit faster, but for you guys considering the 6 GB global version versus the 8 GB China ROM version, now you have at least a little bit more information, and I can sum it up by saying it doesn't really matter. You're going to be fine with either the 6 GB or the 8 GB, but don't feel bad if you can only get the 6 GB 128 gigs of storage version. But that's it for this video. Just a quick take here. If you liked it, give me that thumbs up. If you love the content of Frankie Tech, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon for future updates. Some more good stuff coming on the horizon. Stay tuned. I have some surprises up my sleeve tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. And this is where I leave you by saying, this is Frankie Tech signing off. Y'all have a good one.